The title for the video for the 27th of December 2016 is The Human Dilemma, Brainwashed. I've been pondering what to talk about for some time now. Frankly, I don't know. Many things come to mind. I look back on the trauma of the past year in my own life and realize there are many around the world traumatized to a far greater degree than I have been by having my home stolen. I wonder how I could have believed some of the things I now question and doubt. Is there a prime source, a real loving creator? Religion says yes. However, religions talk about love and wage war. The talk is cheap, the war is devastating. For me, it's not enough to have faith. I want to be the love I know is true, no matter what happens in this insane world. I want to be able to share that love, allowing it to flow into and from my heart and soul. I want to be healed from the brainwashing and help heal the world. Yes, I'm still an idealist. What I want for myself, I want for everyone. Is that too much to ask? Indeed, I was still awake past midnight last night, and I got probably about 4 hours sleep because I was awake at 5 a.m. and I've been awake ever since. Pondering, thinking about things, wondering what to talk about in this video, and now it's pushing 11 o'clock in the morning. So I've already been awake almost 6 hours, 5.5 hours maybe. And I finally said it's the human dilemma. I mean, I have questioned everything this past year that I ever believed. I've been angry at God for allowing the things that happened to me to happen. But then, as I said in the blurb, I look back at things that happened to other people. And I don't know what their total story is of each individual life, but I know many lives have been just counted as absolutely nothing by those that instigate wars and finance both sides of every battle. And the world to me is an insane place. And I go back to prime source and say, God, where are you? Where are you, God? And it's the dilemma that humans all over the world, I'm sure, are facing. And I'm grateful that many seem to be waking up to realize that we are part of whatever God is, we are part of that. And if God is all that is, that includes us. And it even includes those that seem to be such diabolical enemies. And I don't get that. I don't understand it. It's very difficult to comprehend. But I at least have reached a point where I realize that throughout my life I've been brainwashed. Now, as I see it, I haven't been brainwashed as much as some people have because I never believed one religion was the only true religion. I mean, since I was a teenager, I've been exploring other religions. And throughout my life, that has been true. And I've done my best to build bridges to people that have different faiths and different ways of expressing what they believe and what they think reality is. But the truth is, in our human dilemma, we don't know what reality is. To me, the only thing that makes sense is love. And we don't even know what love is. That's part of the human dilemma. Love is seeing the other person as ourself, because the other person is part of ourself if we're all interconnected, as spiritual teachings indicate. But we don't abide by spiritual teachings, do we? We've also had a whole bunch of disinformation heaped on top of the truth, so that the truth becomes the lesser thing and the lie becomes the greater thing. The lie of separation, the lie that we're all on our own, the lie that we have to fend for ourselves and get whatever we can get instead of sharing. I mean, to me, the solution seems so simple. And yet I see the people of the world don't get it. And how much of it do I get? I know I've been brainwashed. Do most people realize that they've been brainwashed, that they've been fed a bill of goods that isn't true, that doesn't stand up to the ultimate reality of our existence, that our existence, we are actually eternal beings without beginning and without end, like God. We are part of God. We are the children of God, as it were. Do we not realize that that has nothing to do with Hinduism or Buddhism or Judaism or Christianity or Islam or any other religion that you can think of, or non-religion that you can think of? All of the ideas that have been implanted have generally been implanted for the purpose of setting a certain group at odds with other groups. And there's been this constant barrage of controlled animosity. And the irony is that the people that seem to control the animosity finance both sides and go and play both sides against the middle. What they seem to feed off of is our stupidity and our ignorance of ignoring the inner voice, the voice of truth that says love is the only answer, the voice of reason that says the only way we're going to make the world a planet for positive habitation is by giving up the insanity of thinking we're the only ones that are right. That is the insanity. Love is the only thing that is right. We need to rediscover what love is. We need to unbrainwash ourselves and wash our hearts and make our hearts pure again so that we can, from the heart, love our neighbor as ourselves and even love our enemy. And that's hard. I mean, God knows that's hard. But we have to do it if we're going to heal. And sometimes the enemy is inside of us, is part of our own deception, part of our own brainwash circumstance of believing that our ego, our self, is the only thing that matters. As long as I can get mine, to hell with everybody else. And look at where this attitude has brought us as a human race. Look back at the history of the planet. It's been destroyed at least a few times, hasn't it? According to geological records. Are we going to destroy it again? The earth will survive. Will we survive as a people? Will we survive as individuals? Will we survive? We will only survive if we learn how to love. We will only survive if we learn how to put aside our differences and build bridges instead of walls. We will only survive if we put to practice the core of all spiritual teaching, which of course is love. That's the core. That's the essence. That's the reality. Even no matter how much we've been deceived, no matter how much we've been brainwashed, we have to come back to the place where we realize that none of us have all the answers. And that only requirement is to see the other and love the other as we love ourselves. And we've got to get back to loving ourselves, because we are each a child of the Creator, whatever the Creator is. It doesn't do me or anybody else any good to fight God, even though I have fought God this past year. And I know it's from frustration, and I know many of you are frustrated. But I'd like to see the new year be truly new for humanity, a new birth of freedom and truth. Thank you for listening. Namaste.